Hello everyone, my name is Sundert, back with some more Call of War. This time we are doing a deathmatch. It's a video just like one that I uploaded like 1 or 2 years ago. It's a deathmatch with members of this alliance, Amicitia Ferox. So yeah, they are pretty elite players, so we should get to see some good gameplay. We have 12 players that are participating. They're in teams of 2. We also have 3 spectators. We have Mikey, Tsar, and myself. All of the teammates were randomly assigned. They were also randomly assigned a area to select countries in. I'll show that on the screen right now. So they all chose from these areas. So the teams are 2 guys in Europe are Droman and Strawhead. You might recognize Strawhead from the last video or some other videos. He's pretty good. So is Droman. We have our 3 spectators, Mikey, myself, and this is Tsar. We have a team in Northern Africa, which is Amplifier and Apollo. We have a team in South Africa, Campi and Pizza. We have a team in the Middle East, Platel and Baron. A team in South Asia, Chicken and Nils. And last but certainly not least, our team in the northern eastern part of Asia is Manchukuo, Korea with Moon Doge and Balkan Poppy. So this should be a really interesting match because all of the players that are playing are Dutch, aside from Saudi Arabia and Korea. They both live in North America, so the time difference will make things a little exciting. They also had to make coalitions. Not everyone has done that yet. The guys with the best coalition are getting 5k resources from the referee, so I will certainly have to blur this one, so thank you, Baron. But yeah, not everyone has made a coalition yet, so since they are only in pairs of 2, they are gonna have to take a lot of AI, but some of them are really close, like Italy and Algeria. I think North America definitely has the worst spawn out of all of them, because they are sandwiched by Europe and South Africa. The Middle East is pretty secluded from everyone right now. They don't have a direct competitor, so they have a huge advantage. I think the first team to actually get into a war is the Asian countries. I saw these two already planning to maybe attack them tonight. It's only day 1, so keep that in mind. And like I said in the beginning, these are really elite players. Some of them are really experienced with alliance battles, so you can see that they are farming really quickly. You can already see Korea is going for Japan with battleships, which is a really good play because you can just hit pretty much anything on Japan with the battleships. Manchukuo and Korea are already making their way down towards South China. Burma is still going towards the west, so they might get into a bit of trouble because since these two are planning to already attack tonight, they might be blitzkrieging South China. Well, let's wait and see. And of course, we're playing with the new resources. They're still pretty new. Maybe not when this comes out, but they're all making their builds differently because of that than normal. For example, see Algeria is not building anything here. He's building 1 harbor, 1 airfield, 1 tank factory, an ordnance factory. So he's pretty diverse in his units. Let's see, some of them are already making some industry or recruitment stations. Because these are I think these are definitely the 2 most experienced players, so let's keep an eye out for them. So the battle should be really interesting, especially because of the resources. Like I said, I haven't really seen too much fighting with this new update, so we'll see. I don't really mind that Byter has done this. I think it simplifies the game, yeah, but I don't think it's that bad, honestly. So I'll keep you guys updated. So it's only day 2, but 2 teams are already fighting with each other. Maybe it was a better idea to actually give them some peace time, but this is quite interesting too. So Manchuria and Korea decided to attack South China. Like I said yesterday, South China was still apart from his teammate Burma. So they used this little land bridge because this river ran all the way through. And now there are some Korean soldiers marching on a big stack from South China that he has collected. This AC will probably wreak havoc in here because he's putting all his units all in 1 spot. But no fear, because Burma is here to save him. His lighting stack is trying to cut off the entrances into his land, so this one and also this one. But I think the other team have realized this, so they are collecting their stacks here so they can protect the land bridge. But the other team has anticipated for this, so they are collecting all their units here, so the land bridge can hopefully, for them, stay intact. Korea actually decided to use battleships for these islands. I think that's a bit of a misplay, because he could have destroyed these core cities, which are metal and oil, so they are very important. Also his capital. He should have no problem smashing these two cruisers. He's also not making more navy at the moment. Yeah, so, these battleships should probably attack these cities, but you know, they can't see everything like we can, of course, so it's forgiven. It's also interesting that Burma has actually focused on light tank like you do with Pan Asia, but Manchuria and Korea have divided some of their resources also into interceptors and of course the navy. So I think their land army is a bit on the weaker side, just because of Burma, because they've already killed a stack from South China, because he has 11 deaths. Korea is also going really hard with industry, already building level 3 here, also here, there's a level 1 here, level 2, and here there's not anything, but it's still pretty good for the economy. His teammate has done the same in this city, already level 3 industry going up. I think Burma might have overextended himself a little bit by attacking this many AIs. But you know, all the units have to go to the eastern flank, of course. Meanwhile, the Middle East is still just preparing. The same could be said about South Africa. They are also taking Madagascar. Have some cruisers, which is a really good idea. These guys actually won the coalition award, so they got 5 carry free resource and they chose food. So let's see what they actually do with it. We see all these submarines, but they are not all of Algeria, only this one. But Italy is quite paranoid about Algeria coming over the water. I would be too, just because I know how he plays, and he is the type of guy to do sneaky plays like that. Germany is also going really good. He's taken Benelux, so all of his cities should be 100% morale. And France is getting blitzed as well. You can hit a lot of Greece with cruisers, so that's what Italy is doing. So point-wise, the two coalitions from Asia are both on top. Pan Asia is quite rapid at expanding, so that's to be expected. The German Googles, or however you pronounce it, might be too innocent for this. They spawned in Europe, so it's pretty impressive that they are here. Then we have the other teams that are also like 140 points, so it's all are pretty equal at the moment. So it's the third day, and Manchuria and Korea have broken through the kind of defensive line that Burma and South China had. I said yesterday that battleships should put pressure on his coastal cities, and they finally did that. They sunk his 2 cruisers, and they could take these cities pretty easily. When South China went to sleep, he put all of his units west. In his last remaining city, he also built his capital there, which is just about finished, it seems. But yeah, he put everything back. He woke up not too long ago, so he's now trying to take back some of the provinces. And he will succeed with that, because Korea and also Manchuria don't have any units left here, but his mainland has been taken once, so it's already pretty destroyed. Burma did a really valiant effort with his light tanks. He only lost 11 units, but the combined defensive operations of Korea and Manchuria were just a little too strong. So Burma has pulled back and is now defending this province. With the help of the river, he can pretty much bottleneck their entire advance. But taking out the team always comes at a price, so Korea lost 17 units. He lost some to Russian light tanks, and Manchuria, Moondoge only lost 3, he was a bit more careful. But this team of course doesn't want to sit still and do nothing but fight with another team, so Korea has been farming some islands and is also invading the Philippines, it seems. So that's a really good idea actually. The Middle East team has not been in a fight yet, but they are advancing on Chicken Beerma's position. Look at the stacks from Persia consist of some excess medium tanks, which are really good. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia is invading Turkey. Let's see how his army is holding up. With some motorized infantry, also some rocket artillery with some excess light tanks. Perfect for farming. I saw Italy talking with Germany in their team chat about why Saudi Arabia is invading Turkey. He will steal Istanbul in front of him, so they will probably begin a war soon. So what it looks like the Middle East team would be the laughing third in this fight. They might get sandwiched now. Also the North African team are expanding pretty slow, to be honest. Algeria is also going to Portugal, so he just wants to piss off the European nations, I guess. French Sudan has taken 150 player country, but it's not really going faster than that. Meanwhile, the South Africans are doing it a little bit better, I think. They're already taking Belgium, Congo, Tanganyika, and Madagascar. So yeah, that's how it is at the moment. So the Asians are on top with the Middle East following. Also, the Europeans are still farming pretty well considering their position. This is the losing team. This is the South African team. I was expecting some more points, but maybe if they change, they will shoot up. And the North African team really has to step off their game if they want to have a chance to get the win. So it is day 4. Things are heating up real quick. Chicken in Beerma is still holding on really good. I'm really impressed with his defending. But at the moment he's in a bit of trouble because he decided to upgrade his fighters to level 3. While Moon Doge Manchuria's 20 fighters are here, so you'll probably take a lot of damage from this one patrol. South China isn't out of the fight either. He's holding on to this city and he's trying to take back some core cities. Manchuria breached through Indochina and Siam with this 3 stack of armored cars, so he's now putting pressure on his core cities in his capital. While that is happening, Balkan is forming more AI, which is pretty smart because he didn't get a lot of cities from capturing South China and Burma, so he's just farming Philippines right now and Mongolia, so this team is not behind on points in any means. Chicken still only lost like 11 units, so he's still in the fight. But he may also be not in the fight for long because Baron Aspersia is attacking him in the back. It's free land pretty much, so he can do as he pleases. So Persia will border Manchuria in no time. I think Burma will probably lose soon, but he played really well. Saudi Arabia took Turkey, so like I said, Istanbul got stolen by Italy. And they will probably start bordering each other when one of them take Ukraine. The European nations are at war with Algeria. I really don't know what Algeria was thinking when taking Portugal because it's most certainly their territory. So you're just gonna piss them off. He lost some units while disembarking. Germany took them with his sub. So Algeria lost 6 units, which isn't a major big deal, but no, I would rather have them than not. French Sudan is also losing some ground to the Nigeria AI. I must admit these guys are not playing their best at the moment. Also in the coalition standings they are here with 200 points. While the losing team is only 40 points behind them, so yeah, their farm is really bad. Meanwhile, maybe the most comfortable team at the moment, South Africa, are just farming still Madagascar and also finishing off Congo and Tanganyika. Yeah, obviously left power, the Eastern Asian countries are on top with the Middle East trailing them. We also got the mightiest armies with Manchuria at the top, Italy, Germany, Saudi Arabia, South Africa. So the Axis doctrine is really helping them out with staying on top of that list. Manchuria did try to despawn these South Asian units, because if you take every city and province from a player, his units despawn. But he was a bit too late yesterday, so he didn't manage to take it. And that's how it's looking right now. We still don't. Yeah, well, this team is all most certainly out, but I think we're gonna have some pretty interesting fights ahead of us. So, day 5 and the tables have actually turned, or whatever it's called. Burma Chicken actually pushed Moon Doge Manchuria with his stack here. It was about 30 units, but as you can see, it survived, while Moon Doge's 30 stack did not survive. As you can see, he does have a lot of deaths now, 37. After this battle, he went back to his core land. He's trying to take them all back, but Moon Doge has some armored cars here to defend, but he doesn't have a lot of units left, because he only has 38, and a lot of those are fighters, so yeah, he really doesn't have a lot of ground army left. Also, South China is still here, so yeah, this team could actually be in big trouble, even though they look like a pretty solid team. Persia, Baron in this case, grabbed some land off of Chicken because he thought he was already dead, but now Chicken has returned his unit, so he will maybe put up a fight against Baron. I'm not sure if he can, because they actually have a decent air force, and this, well, it does have air defense from the infantry, but not a whole lot. And it looks like Mundosh already has war with Baron, so I do think the Middle East team, it doesn't take a genius to see that they are in the best position to win the entire game. Korea still has a pretty decent army left though, but he is farming at the moment in the sea and also in Asia. But he's collecting his units, so they should be able to defend against the Middle East somewhat. Meanwhile, the disasters haven't stopped for Algeria yet. Italy has a lot of submarines, so he took on the navy of Algeria, also here, newly produced and also newly killed. They got in a bit of a scrap in the air and lost some HP on his fighters. He's also direct attacking submarines. I do think that works though. You don't see it too often, but you know, 8 damage goes a long way in a fight like this. So yeah, Algeria is on 15 deaths at the moment, so the best bet for the European team is to make a landing like Straw Hat is doing here. French Sudan is still struggling with taking Algeria, which he really should have done already by now, I reckon. But he doesn't have an air force, but it isn't in the north. I don't think they understand how dangerous it is at the moment. And here we are at our most chill team, because they are just farming. Also saw them in chat saying that they probably won't fight until day 8, so they can prepare and stuff. And they will also skip their bombers to level 4 instead of level 3, so these guys have really chilled time until now. Point wise, the Middle East is actually on top, with the Asian team and the European team trailing. And the North Africa team has done a really poor job at expanding, so they don't have a lot of economy. The Middle Eastern team will probably also attack from the north, but we'll see how the Asian team defends against the Middle Eastern team, and that will probably decide if Europe or South Africa still has a chance to win this game. So the predictable has happened. Italy and also Germany have landed in Algeria, and they are making progress towards his core cities. They even took one here. Algeria can probably defend with this stack, but there's only one flank, and the rest of his army is just getting decimated and cities are being taken. Apollo does have his tactical bombers here, but they are not upgraded, and also Italy has some air defense in his stack, so it's not really worth it to risk it. This front is still at a stalemate. These guys put spies on Korea, but if they put spies on Manchuria, they would have probably seen that he doesn't really have anything left. He did build up some light things though, and he will upgrade this to level 3 is what I've read, so he will probably have a decent army running in a few days. Also, Chicken and Nilus, Beerma and South China are still alive. I asked them what the plan actually was, and they said they just want to survive for now in their cores and let those teams fight. And maybe, you know, grab an opportunistic opportunity to get back in the game. These guys may be a dark horse team, but it's a bit far-fetched to think that they will actually be relevant again, but it would be fun. The Middle East is now running away with the points a little bit, but German Googles, the Europeans, will probably catch up to Slav power by taking Algeria and also French Sudan. And I do reckon, well, the fight between Germany, Italy, and the South Africans will probably be an interesting one. But I think the biggest contenders right now are the Middle East, Europe, and also South Africa. So, after Germany and Italy smashed some stacks from Algeria, they decided to retreat all the way back to their own continent. I think it's a bit too careful from them because when they retreated, Algeria and French Sudan had 27 ground units combined. The Europeans were scared of their better air force because they do have a better air force. They even have one here, so this is their air force. Yeah, they decided to go all the way back, so I think that's a bit of a misplay, but please remember that they don't know what's going on here. They didn't have any spy reports, they just didn't know what they had, so yeah, you can't really blame them for it. But of course we can see the entire situation, and I think this is a bit of a misplay or a missed opportunity at least. Meanwhile, these two giant coalitions are at it. Saudi Arabia in the night, I don't know when, because I was awake of course, but they damaged Moon's interceptors quite a bit. One thing I kind of underestimated was how well Korea is doing with his industry, because he has a lot of high levels, so his resource income is huge, and he can probably provide some resources for Manchuria. I kinda hate how similar the colors look here. I thought the color change was pretty good at first, but it's kinda shit now. Being still alive, he is producing some rocket fighters, so if he gets a bit more, then he can inflict major damage by directly attacking. So China isn't doing a lot right now because apparently he is a bit sick in real life at the moment, so yeah, you can't really blame him for trying to recover. Manchuria will upgrade his light tanks to level 4, I imagine. And also Balkan in Korea is going to upgrade these 20 artillery to level 4. And level 4 artillery is pretty good, combined with the doctrine of Pan-Asia with 70% terrain boost. So yeah, that will come in handy. But the Middle East is kind of running away with it at the moment. I don't know if they will win, of course, because everyone has a pretty good army. But if they decide to push this, I do think they can win the map rather easily. I do wonder what kind of role South Africa will play, because we haven't seen them fight yet. And rightly so, because they're gearing up. I would do the same, definitely. They have some high level interceptors, some bombers that they want to take to level 4, I imagine. High level motorized infantry, some armored cars, not too many. And a lot of tank destroyers, so that's actually a really good choice if they manage to upgrade them at some point. Korea is on this merry way to farm some more islands. Sumatra is next. There's a sub from Saudi here, so he might put a stop to this free farm that he has. So it's the next day and things are happening. Europe is looking for opportunities to attack the Middle East because they want to take some core cities and run back to their continent. It looks like Italy is sending one submarine to check if there are any defenses here. South Africa is still the same, but they are gathering their troops, so I think they're gonna upgrade. I don't think they've talked about it, but I do think they're gonna do that. See, they've already upgraded their tactical bombers. North Africa is still holding on until one other team is serious about invading them, then they will probably cease to exist. Korea and Manchuria got pushed back a little by Saudi Arabia. He's pushing with singular units, but Korea is looking to put a stop to that. In the nighttime, the Canadian, killed a large stack of Baron. He was in a different time zone, so he was asleep, of course. So he lost a big stack with heavy tanks and medium tanks and such. So this is the stack that Korea is using. He has artillery level 4, so those are really powerful. Like I said yesterday with the terrain bonus. And he has a stack up here that should be able to stop the advance from Saudi. Manchuria actually got his army back up and running because he upgraded some light tanks. So now he has some decent stacks. Let's lasso tool this. Yeah, 25 medium tanks, 7 are still to be upgraded. And South China is getting taken. From the chats I read that Burma and South China are going to defend from Baron, so Persia. This deck is pushing in, it has 1000 health. This deck definitely doesn't have 1000 health, so I'm curious how they will defend. I'm not sure, there are hills here and South China is standing on them, so he will have a attack bonus, but his artillery are not the highest level possible. He'll probably get him to level 3 maybe before he arrives, but I'm not sure. Yeah, everything here is maybe, well, probably not enough to stop this deck. There are some rocket fighters, but I don't see any planes close by, so they're gonna be pretty useless. And I also hope for Korea that he spots this deck in time and stops it, because it's going for one of his core cities, which is not defended. And it would be a shame if a city like this with level 3 industries and level 5 are going to be taken. That would be a huge blow for the Korean economy. So all the eyes are now on Asia to see what happens there. So yesterday, after I recorded, there were a lot of hours that the Asian teams were fighting each other. It was mostly Saudi, while Persia was at work, so he was just worrying about holding back Burma. But Saudi actually pushed Korea back all the way to these forts here. But it looks like in the night, Manchuria and Korea pushed him back. He didn't lose any units, I don't think, because he only has 11 losses at the moment. But yeah, they did push him back. It's about night time for him, so that's probably why he's pushing back this much. Burma is also a massive help because he's just holding this deck occupied. Who would have thought that leaving Burma and South China alive would help Manchuria and Korea more than it would help Saudi and Persia. Meanwhile, South Africa might enter an actual player war soon. They are taking Chad, so yeah, they will probably roll into Algeria and also French Sudan. We haven't really looked at these guys for some time now, but their army, well, they're not gonna roll over them instantly, but I don't think they're gonna win it. Europe is finally doing something as well. They're disembarking into their boats and going to Saudi. They had an army reveal on them, so they're trying to take their core cities and will maybe retreat. Well, that depends if they send something back or not. Europe will well, spice some things up because Korea and Manchuria will be pushing, and maybe even Burma. So today there's a double recording session because so much is happening. So yeah, let's get into it. The North Americans are awake again, so they're fighting. Korea is getting pushed back. Also, some planes of Persia got damaged by the Manchuria fighters. Saudis and Persia stacks are gathering here to make one push. And judging by the HP, they should be able to break through because it's like 2k against 1k. Persia is also pushing into Burma, but he has one stack ready. He also is upgrading some tank destroyers here. And South China still has some artillery. He should have been in the hills to get an attack boost, but still it's nice to have. So as you can guess, all their units are at this site, but the real thing is happening here. Germany is landing with this tech, so it's already 250 HP here, so it'll probably be close to like 1000 HP, I think. I don't know. Italy is also landing here with cruisers, but Saudi can't really see him, so yeah, he will get on land in 2.5 hours. So tomorrow you will probably see what the effect of that has been. I still don't know if they're going for a raid like they did in North Africa, or that they are actually gonna take the cities and try to hold them. I also heard the South Africans are gonna fight tonight, because one of them is on a late shift, so he's gonna send his armored car right through some provinces. I don't know if that's going to work because French Sudan is also a night owl, so you will probably see it before it happens. So yeah, soon everyone will be involved. I think Persia and Saudi are obviously the biggest threat. They are getting invaded by like 2.5 teams when they land. They don't land with all their forces, of course, but it's still a tough pill to swallow. So maybe they can come back from this. I don't know. It will be really hard though. So the worst nightmare of the Middle East did come true. Germany and also Italy landed on their shores, not without some casualties, because Saudi did spawn 6 sea bombers with his remaining war bonds. But it wasn't enough to stop this onslaught of Italian units and the German units in the north. It kinda sucks that the color pattern of Germany and also Saudi kinda look like each other, but Germany did manage to take the entirety of Turkey. Italy has just about taken all of its core cities. The eastern flank has been completely abandoned. Korea, Manchuria and also Burma are now pushing through. So he may have lost his core land, but he still does have the mightiest army, I think. And also Persia has a pretty good army left. He's also going back, but it's gonna take a little while. I've seen this team of Manchuria and Korea already talk about taking Burma as fast as possible before he gets too powerful. But he did keep his tech back here, so maybe he can still put up a fight. South Africa has begun attacking North Africa. I think North Africa is pretty much done. Amplifier only has 26 units left, and also Apollo has 26 left. We haven't looked at these guys in a while, so Pizza has 103 units left, which is a lot. Also, Campi has 96. Italy is also around the 100 unit mark, and Germany is just about over it. So you may feel a bit bad for the Middle Eastern team because they have like 3 teams attacking them at the moment. And rightly so, I guess, but they were the team that was probably going to win. Yeah, it was just a thing that was bound to happen. So let's see if the Middle East can still grip back their course, if Europe can actually stay here. How far the Korea and Manchuria team will push. And what role the South Africans will play now that they are finally at war. So it was New Year's Eve yesterday, so a lot of people were not really active, which is understandable. North Africa got their ass kicked pretty much by the South Africans. And now they are trying to take the other AI countries like Egypt, Libya, and probably Gabon at some time. Germany and Italy decided before any casualties were had that they were gonna retreat. They are calling this raids, apparently. Like they did with North Africa, they just come in, wreck everything, all their core cities, and just pull back again. From reading the chats, I did see that Saudi was pretty pissed at this, so he will try everything to, well, eliminate the Europeans as well as he can. But the only problem with that is that there's water between here, and there's also a river here. So if they really do want to go to Europe and not have to disembark, they have to go all the way around. Attacking the Middle East did not come at a low price because Germany got their shit wrecked a bit. He lost like 6 units from the stack because of Saudi submarines. Luckily for him, Italy was there to save the day with his navy stack. I don't know where I think this is it. It's little bit damaged. Yeah, all their cores got taken. They lost a lot of ground to Burma, Korea, Manchuria. Burma still has all of his units in his core land because he's afraid of what is coming, and this stack is coming, so he should be afraid. So coalition-wise, the Europeans were on top for, well, at least today, but they will lose this right away because they lost all that land again, of course. So it's really Slav power that's on top, but also the South Africans, because I don't think they have lost a single unit fighting North Africa. Algeria took to the sea and is trying to take some islands. Well, this is already his, but he's gonna start a new life in Ireland. And tomorrow we'll have the most powerful army, so then we'll really get a look at who's really the front runner here, because I don't see it at the moment. So Europe tagged me and wanted me to include this in the footage, and I can't blame them because Saudi is not active right now, and he has 30 interceptors flying here. Germany and Italy are going to try to destroy them. I think they're gonna do a direct attack with these rocket fighters. I don't actually know how much damage he will take from the defense, if it's like ×3, you know, defense damage. Because he's attacking in a circle. But someone did that to me the other day, and the defensive damage was really bad. So I really don't know how this is going to end. They destroyed pretty much all the airfields in the proximity. Maybe this one can still be used. It definitely can if he lands back here and then flies towards here, but for his patrolling now we can't reach it. And Germany also has his level 4 interceptors here. Yeah, I really don't know what Germany is going to do with those 10 interceptors. They are a higher level, but they are outnumbered by a lot, so... Italy is flying in, he's going 1058, which is insane, so he's already there in 1 minute. Yeah, I'm just really curious to see what happens. So he has started his direct attack. He can just about make it. They are almost out of his circle, but it's just about reachable. But let's see what this is actually going to do, because I'm really curious. Right, come on game. Oh, actually really good. Yeah, no regrets at all. He killed just about 14 fighters. And they lost about, I don't know, like 400 HP, so... Yeah, that's a big win for the Europeans. So something quite exciting is happening. Korea and Manchuria decided to attack Burma, but attacking Burma comes at a high cost. As you can see, he rammed his stack right into Korean stack. Also South China is coming over with his level 2 artillery. The Korean artillery has also been called out a bit by this light tank stack. Burma managed to kill a lot of fighters from Manchuria with his rocket fighters, so yeah, he took a lot of damage. This shows that you can't really underestimate anyone here. If you don't kill your targets, you're gonna regret it later, and that's exactly what's happening here. So he decided to regroup everything here. I think he's just going to suicide into Italy and or Germany, I'm not sure. And Africa is almost whole here now, taking Egypt and also Mauritania. We also have the mightiest armies, and not surprising, South Africa is at the top. And second and third are quite surprising, I think, because that's Europe. Fourth Manchuria, 5 also another African country. 6 Korea, 7 Persia, Burma, Saudi. So Saudi and Persia really dropped down. So it's finally happened. South Africa declared war on the European coalition. They killed 20 fighters that Germany didn't protect enough, so they all got killed in Madrid. I saw in the chat that Italy wants to take over the air role, so Germany can focus on land army like his railroad guns. And Italy has those things, so yeah, he will probably be okay with taking out some planes, because he has been doing that. This 8 is not accurate at all. He killed 16 remaining fighters of Saudi. Saudi tried to cross, but changed his mind at the last second when this armored car showed up. And now an Italian sub is just looking at the stack to see what he's doing. Furthermore, Italy saw his chance and is now taking Turkey for free, pretty much, and also the core of Saudi. Persia is trying to take back Asia, but he's not really succeeding because he has so many big stacks and units like this one, this lonely tank here, get picked off by these threat bombers. Also, this big stack just keeps on, going in circles because the AC of Manchuria is way better. The South Asian team finally got killed off. They did a lot of damage. They killed an entire stack of Korea. They killed a lot of stuff from Manchuria's air. You probably did notice that we don't have share map with Korea anymore. I apparently went AFK because I wasn't moving any units. Which doesn't make sense because I'm pretty sure I did, but if you look at the map every day but don't do any actions, then it will count towards your inactive status. So Slav Power is the first coalition to actually cross the 1000 point mark, followed by the Africans, Europeans and also the Middle Eastern. So what's looking like now is that Africa will try to fight Europe, but I'm pretty sure Europe has a better army, also in how their army is made up. So I think Africa will not roll over Europe that easily. Persia is basically fucked because he can't really do anything with those stacks. They are really slow. He's in the mountains. He's not going anywhere. Meanwhile, Korea, you can't see it here, but I've shown it enough times. He has a really big economy. The Manchuria is also not too bad. He's also building some more industry. So yeah, the longer this game goes on, the stronger the Asian team gets. So if you're rooting for Korea and Manchuria, I think they are in pole position to take the map. So Manchuria took the main core cities and provinces of Persia. Persia is not really active at the moment. His big stack is standing here and also here. Manchuria and Korea don't have a way to kill it yet, but they will probably do it soon because one of these stacks, I think it's this one, well it is this one, doesn't have any anti-air, and this one, well, barely has any anti-air. It still has some high level infantry, so that has pretty high air defense. But it also has 7 artillery and it's on hills, so yeah, they will probably wait a bit. Maybe Persia will go AFK. You know, can't really blame Persia. He can't really win from here with these 2 stacks alive still. Saudi Arabia also went back to his core. He's not moving too, so I think he's also going AFK. It looks like Italy is going back. Africa is busy cleaning up the last AI country on their continent. And after that they will invade Europe via the Strait of Gibraltar. As you can see, the Africans are pretty high on the list. This may be a map flaw because they've only fought one pretty weakened team. And they almost have as many points as a team that defeated 2 teams pretty much. So yeah, that's a bit weird, but Slav Power is producing a lot. They have a great economy, like I've said a million times before. I don't know, yeah, they're not really producing anything. Commandos, pretty sneaky. Maybe Manchuria is producing something. Yeah, he's making some rocket fighters. I also saw them talking in their chat that Italy has a lot of rocket fighters, which he does have, and he's upgrading at the moment. But he also said that with strategic bombers he can probably outrange him because the rocket fighters have a shit range. So he can probably destroy airfields before these guys even get there, even though they travel at like 1000 kilometers an hour. So Africa will probably invade Europe tomorrow or the day after that. And I think Slav Power just wants to gear up and take on one of the 2 continents. That I think they may go for Africa because they are looking the strongest between Europe and them. So yeah, we'll see. So I missed a day yesterday. There was no day 15, but that was because nothing at all was happening. Asia is just farming and doing stuff, and Europe and Africa are actually at war, but only today something really significant happened. But first of all, there has been a major change in the rules or the end of the game. Because first we wanted to fight until there was one clear winning team left. But we decided against that because there are tournaments coming up, and you know, the two guys that actually run the entire alliance stuff are still alive in Moon Doge and Straw Hat, so we kind of need them to do the alliance battles and you know, lead them. So yeah, we've decided that on Friday, so it's Monday today, we will end the map at day change. So whoever has the most points wins. Yeah, basically. Europe agreed. Asia obviously agreed because look at that. Africa did not agree, but you know, if it's 2 against 1, then the 2 win. So yeah, Africa really felt the need to attack the European team because if they can add the 700 points to their total, they might win over Slav power. But that didn't really go as planned. They tried crossing at the Strait of Gibraltar. You might see a lot of lost units, and well, in the following clip, I'm gonna explain how that happened. Because Tra actually recorded what was happening. I was already in bed, so I didn't see any of this, but luckily he recorded it, so we can see from his perspective what really happened. So as you can see, this is the recording that Stra sent to me. It is 1 hour long, so I'll take you through the highlights because we're not gonna look at a 1 hour long video. I'll pick the times out from some of the highlights that happened. So as you can see, South Africa is landing with like 110 units on their shores. There are some sea bombers flying above and 20 rocket fighters. There's actually 20 sea bombers in total. And South Africa's air force is here. He didn't send them with because apparently he fell asleep. So there's that. At this moment, Germany and Italy don't really have the navy to stop them because of the navy bombers and also the anti-air in the rocket fighters. I mean, just look at this fighter stack. There are a bunch of fighters there, but Stra's going towards them and is now splitting off to attack them all individually, as you can see. Yeah, he's attacking this entire stack. They are all patrolling on the same point, so it doesn't really matter where you attack, you will attack them all. Alright, so here they go. Apparently he did have a lot of lag as well, so that's happening here. You can see that, well, not anymore, but you could see that attacks were going way past their mark. But any second now he should make contact with him and obliterate his air stack. So the first attack should happen any moment now. See, so now they all attacked and a lot of his stacks are on half health, but he still has some other rocket fighters left. We're gonna go forward a bit. So his last 10 stacks should attack. Yeah, it just did. So there are only 5 attacking bombers left. So that entire stack got killed. So now we're going for the second attack. I think it happened around minute 30. So now he has refueled on a level 3 airfield, so he's back up and running really fast. And he's now attacking the 20 rocket fighters, but also the sea bombers because they're all in the same place. They're gonna attack any second now. There they are. He actually lost 1 rocket fighter because rocket fighters are really good, and he just attacked them, but he killed the entire 20 stack. He only took 1 casualty in return and lost a lot of health, but it was certainly worth it. So now here we are, like 15 minutes later. He's going to attack with his remaining 10 stack. He just did a patrol attack on him, so he could get it to low enough health to kill it instantly now. And there go the sea bombers. And here he is in Discord. I'm sure you can't see what he's saying because it's another language, but if you speak it you can pause and look. And now there's only 10 sea bombers remaining. And he just set the command to go and attack them again. So here they are. This one just attacked and this one is about to attack, I think. And the sea bombers are depleting in front of our eyes. Germany has his own sea bombers here, and he's attacking patrolling the stack. He's sending in subs. Italy is sending in subs, and he will also join in with his attacking bombers. Just killed the last sea bombers, so now they have free range to do whatever they want. So that is basically what happened with the invasion of Africa. They got completely wrecked. I don't think I've seen anyone lose that many units in such a short amount of time without nukes, at least. So you can see the casualties are 46k and 82k. It's a bloodbath for the Africans. So that brings us back to our map, where only Southwest Africa has units left. He will defend his land, of course, but Italy has landed some stacks, and he's also landing with one stack here. I don't know how we got this past everything, but now we will see if Europe can catch up to Slav power, because Slav power has not been idling by. They've been taking islands mostly. They're attacking the north, so they're really pushing to get some points out. So it should be an interesting race to see if Europe can still catch up to the Asians. So it's pretty much like he predicted. Italy did land on the African soil, but Southwest Africa said he was going to defend, and defending he is, because he took back all of the provinces he captured in the north. Italy right now is rushing this airfield, because that's where his planes are coming from, and he's not active at the moment, so maybe with some luck and him not checking in 2 hours, he might get them. Saudi and Persia went inactive on the same day. That's probably the most teamwork they've done the entire map. Because Persia's inactive, he's taking back some cities from Manchuria. Manchuria is also taking Madagascar for some more points. Team Oro dropped down below the 1000 mark, and Slav power went all the way up to 1500. There's still a few days left, but the Asian team also wanted to push Europe back, so they've taken everything to this river. And also everything until this city here. Moon Doge right now has like 200 units. Also Balkan has around 200, so their economy is really helping them out. And Stora and also German are around 130 units, so you're just bottlenecking because they don't really have the land to support such a big army. Campi is almost at 100 units, and South Africa himself is about at 110. So with enough time and effort, the Europeans should be able to capture this entire continent, but they are on a time limit. So yeah, that will probably not happen. Also with the Asian team that keeps farming points, it will be really difficult to still pull a win in this, but you never know. So it's day 21. Yesterday was Friday. You might see that it's only 1 hour until the next day change. I just noticed that my previous recording of the final day got a bit corrupted, so that's absolutely amazing. So that's why it's so late in the day, but yeah, Korea and Manchuria officially won the game because their coalition has the most points. So yeah, they are the official winners of this map. You can see Balkan did really good. He killed 855 units and only lost 133. So that's really impressive. And Manchuria is also coming in with 543 kills. So that's a lot for a 100 map. I think they are the deserved winners because they did fight a lot with South Asia, also with the Middle East, and at the end Europe. To backtrack a little bit, Europe tried to invade Africa, but Africa repelled their invasion and kicked them out. And then Manchuria and Korea finally got past this river and just, got into their land. And these stacks are pretty enormous. So yeah, Italy had a nuke ready, but not in time. So Manchuria indulged him a bit by placing this stack here, so he could get nuked, but didn't really do enough because this stack has so much health. I think to recap a little bit, I think South Asia played really well, especially Chicken. Nils had some unfortunate things happen, but I'm sure in maybe future videos he will really redeem himself. The Middle East played also really good. They didn't really play as a team, I think. That's a bit sad, but I do think their army was really great. And if it wasn't for Europe, they would have won, I think. South Africa didn't really have anything to do at the start. That was maybe our fault for making such a shitty map. Yeah, I think South Africa overall did pretty good. They got a bit into trouble with the time limit, so they rushed their landing, which ultimately cost them the entire game. North Africa, yeah, at least you tried. No, but seriously, I think North Africa made some unfortunate decisions. Of course, sometimes this happens. They are still really good players. Don't get me wrong, of course. So yeah, maybe next time they'll make a bit more fortunate decisions and maybe some things will fall their way. Europe, I think Europe have maybe played, well, not the best game because they didn't win, but they were really entertaining to watch, especially Italy also in the chat, because his call-outs with Germany were really good. It was like he had a spidey sense for everything that was happening, and 90% of the time he was correct. Yeah, it's sad that Europe didn't have the land to support a bigger army than they already had, because then they could have really put up a fight against Asia and Africa. So it is what it is. Europe is just overall a pretty difficult start. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the battlefield.